Hmm. Alright, just testing to see how the audio is to the... Alright, just testing to see how the audio is to the... Alright, so good. The audio seems to be okay. The video, of course, still isn't. I really should talk to a friend about that. Anyway, hey everyone, my name's Ethonra, and welcome back to Final Fantasy 15, or sorry, 14, Shadowbringers. As you can see, I'm still kind of out of it. So I guess I'll catch you up on what I've been up to before we get into it. I wasn't feeling too good for the past couple of months. Health-wise, I'm still not even 100% better. It's like 88, 90%. But it should be good enough for me to stream a bit. Also want to do a somewhat of a shout out. No one is really going to see it, but just to honor them because they really did help. I'll do it anyway. I want to say thank you to Eternia, Niche, Rika. Those are the first three that come to mind. Sorry if I'm forgetting anyone else, but those three in particular really stuck by me through my difficult time, and that helped me recover sooner than I otherwise would have on my own. So I appreciate all three of you for that. Little fun fact, next main scenario quest up there, I've actually been saying that, but I'm so used to seeing actual words up there that I didn't know that was a story quest. I thought that just meant there was nothing there. So for a long time, I forgot about it, but then by the time I learned, oh, that means there is a mission, that's when my health kind of declined. It should say to be continued, but again, I'm used to seeing actual words there, so it threw me off. But before we tackle that, I got a little surprise for you all. You're probably wondering two things. One, why did I not log in on the main screen? And two, why am I in first person mode? Well, long story short, this is why. I know, I'm just as surprised as you are. So, quick rundown about her. I did everything I could as a Lalafell, and make no mistake, I am a Lalafell at heart. That's never going to change. But I've done everything, all the glams I wanted to make, all the classes I want to do, every cutscene I've been in, did them all. I wanted to try another race I've never tried before, and I wanted to go Ara, and I would have picked Ara male, but they are freakishly tall, almost like Elzen level tall as a matter of fact. So I went with the female instead, and even though I don't have a Lalafell nearby, actually, yeah I do. She's about 2 Lalafells high, so still works for me. I'm quite pleased with how she turned out. Oh yes. Hey, welcome to the stream. Just giving a quick rundown of why my character is different. Then we'll hop into it. I'm very pleased with how she looks. I'm happy with the way she turned out. Especially her eyes, because I've told you in the past before that it never happens, especially as a Lalafell. That definitely stopped happening. But very rarely do my characters get comments. And a dear friend of mine, Diva, when she saw her, she said that her eyes looked like cotton candy, and that was singularly one of the best comments for my characters I've ever gotten, because I've never heard anything like that before. I was going for more of a nobility, angel eyes look, but I'll settle for cotton candy. I think that's neat. So alright, now we'll hop into it. Oh, and one other thing. I did pre-order Endwalker, and I did not know what the Reaper class looked like until a few days ago. My good friend Niche sent me the trailer, but I didn't watch it because at that point I didn't have Endwalker, and I don't like getting hyped for things that I know I'm not going to get, or at least not soon. I learned my lesson about things like that, like with the Resident Evil 2 movie, Kingdom Hearts 3, and Final Fantasy 15. I did love the latter two, but they weren't exactly what we were expecting, so that's what I mean. We'll just talk to them again, try to catch up on where we are. Yeah, I remember that line now. He likes that stuff. Let me comment on that, otherwise I'll forget. I do like how, thanks to Shadowbringers specifically, we get more insight with the Ascians and Hydaelyn, because at first they kind of seem like face value bad guy, good goddess, that kind of thing. And that's not exactly the case at all. Both of them seem to be in a gray area, especially with Hydaelyn's sudden silence, and Minfilia's gone, so we definitely don't know what she's up to. She being Hydaelyn, I mean. And before we talk to Alice and get started officially, one more comment, because I'll forget otherwise. I was saying earlier, I never watched the Reaper trailer, so I had no idea what it was about. I didn't watch it till after I pre-ordered Endwalker and after I made this Aura. I think it's pronounced Ora, something like that, but I've never heard how it's pronounced, so I'm going to stick with Aura. Funnily enough, the Reaper trailer had a female Aura as well, but she had white scales, so I thought that was kind of cool. And something else I thought was pretty funny is you notice how Aura was not only the first new race that was entered into the game, like I think they came with Heaven's Word if I'm not mistaken. Heaven's Word or Stormblood? I honestly don't know. I want to say Heaven's Word. Anyway, they were the first new ones to be brought in, but in conjunction with that, the male Aura introduced Dark Knight, and now the female Aura is introducing Reaper, two of the edgiest classes in the game. I just find that funny of a coincidence. Alright, Alice, what's up? Oh, wow, I'm actually looking at my YouTube stream now. It's actually fixed. It has not done that in months, if not a year. Wow. Also, I got the auto thing on. I probably should turn that off. Okay, good. I wanted to make sure I didn't accidentally skip it. Also, this might be a very short stream or a very different stream. It depends on how long this mission is. I feel like it might end up being short, but we'll see. Most people already know, because I'm certain, aside from new players, I'm one of the few that are this far behind. Oh, that reminds me, there's something else I wanted to show you all. You probably saw it when I brought up the character configuration screen, whatever. I'll show you after this. Speaking of which, the Telepahori, I forgot how to pronounce it. I just remembered something else that I have bittersweet feelings about. All I'm going to say is, I accidentally spoiled it. Again, why I don't care for trailers too much. I know the weapon Xenos picked was, and I was right if I remember saying that it was going to be a big weapon, because Xenos is a big dude, so it makes sense. I know what weapon he's picked, and I like it and I don't like it. For those who know, it should be obvious as to why, but yeah, mixed feelings. Also, Diva mentioned how my character would fit being a Reaper or a Gunbreaker. I totally agree. Oh, YouTube is wigging out again. Well, that didn't last long. Oh, and then it just... Now the battery... Okay, something's definitely wrong with my phone. I might need to get a new one. My phone was at 100%, but it still crashed or shut off or whatever. And it's not overheating either. I guess it's just old. It's a Galaxy Note 5, so I guess the phone is just old. But whatever, I know my stream is doing fine and no one talks anyway, so it's not like I'm missing anything. I'll still try to get it back up though. Still taking some getting used to being somewhat tall again. Like, I'm taller than any Lalafell will ever be, but still shorter than Urianger and Estinian. Oh, yeah, I should talk to them. They should be saying something different. Okay. You're damn right. You know, I would love to sit in on a conversation between these two. I can only imagine that going so well. See if they're saying anything different. Alright, I've talked to them before, so last stream, they should be saying the exact same thing. So, let's get a move on. And just ignore all these quests. Those are just busy work. I told you I've been falling behind. Yes, and speaking of Reaper and streaming, I honestly don't know which one I'll do. I might do what I did for, I think it was Stormblood, but it really wasn't my choice. Back then, my TV was busted, and it only showed things in black and white. And I gotta tell you, it can be kind of hard to do mechanics that involve colors when it only shows them in black and white. But while that was going on, I didn't want to really progress the story because otherwise I wouldn't enjoy it because black and white. So I ended up just grinding levels, and by the time I actually hopped into the story, I was level 70. I had to think for a second what the level cap was back then. So I might do that again, but on purpose, where I grind out Reaper and then do the stream as a Reaper. I might do that. But speaking of which, this is what I wanted to show you. Now, that is a weapon I got as my Lalafell, I'd like to mention. It's really cool. It's definitely one of the cooler resistant weapons in the game. I also like that it has the 4 energy spikes on it. The number 4 has always been cool to me ever since Resident Evil 4. Need I say more? But all that being said, I actually like this one better. It's like the design on the blade is so cool that the glowing aura doesn't ruin it, but it just obscures it. I kind of like it better this way. Plus, that's such a beautiful shade of red. Wouldn't you agree? Alright then. I just realized she was talking to Grahad there. I think I might have brought that up in a stream or two ago. I think it would be kind of cool if the other dungeons in the future are themed around the beast tribes. We already got some, but I mean themed around them the way the Amalgus was a stream or so ago. My bad, I should have talked to him right after Alice. Oh, I haven't seen her in a minute. Or him. Or him. Now, this is a lovely sight.
Esteemed guests, you honor us with your presence. As there is much to discuss, let us begin.
Information on our taken brethren you have, yes? Hear it we would! Beyond forgiveness these featherless ones are! With rivers of blood shall they pay! Freed our people must be!
We too would see your kin liberated. But ere we attempt their rescue, we must first find a means to negate the risk of tempering. Without that, we will be unable even to approach the towers, let alone contend with their defenders.
If all else fails, I've always found cannonballs quite effective.
And what of the prisoners? Would you see them slaughtered?
Think for a moment. Ponder, consider, think. If Merlwyb truly intended to bombard the towers, she would have done so by now. Remember, we came here to find a solution together, did we not?
I would also like to throw out there that it's also possible they're unsavable, so destroying the towers with them in it would be a much more merciful fate than what's going on with them right now.
Y'Stola spoke of defenders. I but offered a means to clear a path, should you require it.
Given the enemy's capabilities, we will all need to play our part if we are to have any chance of success. For if any here should give less than their best, it will be to the cost of every living being on this star.
A paragon, the Empire, our very gods. How can we hope to prevail against such odds?
That our foe is formidable, none would deny. But our strengths are many and varied. In this chamber, I see masters of strategy, masters of magic, masters of the land, the air, and the sea. And together, there is nothing in creation we cannot overcome.
I like that seating order, by the way.
I beg your pardon?
What is it, Soulwalker? Do not express your passion thus. A little quickly will outdo us, perhaps. Suffice it to say, I am proud to be counted amongst Eorzea's finest. We Sahagin will play our part.
Okay, I'm about to make a very obscure reference. It just dawned on me who, because again, I have not seen this dude in a minute, so I forgot what he sounded like. Does anyone, I'm talking to no one, so I guess it doesn't matter, but does anyone know this game called Jazz Punk? There's this level, you probably already see where I'm going with this for those who know. There's this level at a resort, and there's a big fat Monopoly guy who wants you to spray cheese flavored insulation foam into his mouth. He talks just like this, I kid you not. And now I'll never be able to unhear it.
We have not forgotten the crimes the Overdwellers committed against us in the past. But today we look to the future as allies united in purpose.
Also, nice character development that he stood up for the Admiral a little bit ago.
Make mock of the Ixal the Paragon does! Turns kin into puppets! Pits brother against brother! Free them from his grasp, we shall!
He wouldn't be half as annoying if he wasn't acting like the guy whose corpse he's possessing.
As Patriarch Zadar will attest, the Scions have granted us a means to free your brethren from their thraldom. This boon we will gladly share, that your people might never be enslaved again.
We accept! We accept!
Praise me!
It's taken a while, but I do believe we might be one step closer to a world without primals. Would that Minfilia were here to see it.
We still have a long way to go, and we're going to need a lot more Porksies. But we're moving in the right direction.
If I may have your attention, there is one other point I would like to raise. As we can all agree, freeing those held captive must take precedence over every other concern. But experience has taught us that none save those with the capacity to resist tempering can hope to enter the towers unscathed. And even once inside, a still greater threat may yet await them, that which we call a primal. Needless to say, if we are to succeed, engaging with such foes can only ever be considered a last resort. And so I move that we seek to prevent them from being summoned in the first place.
Yes! Both prayer and ether are needed for the ritual. Should either one be denied, the summoning would fail.
Indeed. And so we must endeavor to discover the source of the ether on which the process depends. Do so, and it may present a way to halt the summonings, or perhaps even neutralize the towers entirely.
A promising proposal. While you are conducting your investigations, however, we will need to remain vigilant, lest the Telophoroi commit further abductions and summon primals ere we have the means to prevent them. To stand a better chance of keeping our enemy at bay, we would do well to coordinate our defensive efforts, sending reinforcements to assist our neighbors when needed.
We Amalja would have been overwhelmed were it not for our newfound allies. But say the word, and we shall come.
I see we are all in accord. But what are we to call this proud fellowship of ours? I submit that the honor of naming it should go to the Scion whose brave efforts have done so much to unite Eorzea. What say you, my friend?
I'm pretty sure if I pick this one, someone else will just say this instead, so we'll cut out the middleman.
But that's the name I...
Oh, well, there you go.
A fine choice, for there is none here who does not love Eorzea.
Aye, in that we shall ever be united.
Honestly, I don't remember Alphino saying that. I have no reason to doubt that he would, because he's Alphino. Of course, he's good at stuff like this.
United in our gratitude for the realm that gave us life.
Then let it be recorded that on this day, the Grand Company of Eorzea was born.
Still one of the best boys. He appreciates it. He ain't jealous.
How long have we dreamed of this moment? And now that it's here, Oh, forgive me. Might we speak outside?
Also, I gotta say, I have went back and watched some cutscenes as my Aura, and it feels weird. She's not as expressive as the Lalafels are, which is fair. They're so short. Most of their expressions are either, you know, pure body language or they're Looney Tune as facial expressions. So, fair enough. Like, seriously, the only real expression I've seen my Aura make is her eyes get really big. That's pretty much it. Yeah, really. I was actually thinking about the Crystal Braves too when Alphino made that comment about, hey, that was my idea. True. They're not so bad, considering we've dealt with pixies. Of course, doing this so if you want to read it, you can pause it. And there you go. That seems to be a very simple answer, but I know this kind of thing requires, like you said, more insight, but I'd like to think it comes down to true loyalty and believing in the true greater good, as opposed to how much does it pay. I wanted to comment on something, but I forgot what it was, hence why you saw me interrupting so much earlier. This tends to happen. No matter what state my health is in, my memory will never get better, so I try to comment on whatever I wanted to say while the moment is there, otherwise I will forget. It was something about loyalty, I think. I'd like to point out here, I've been defending Alphino's character for the longest time. People still talk crap about him. You do remember he is a boy, right? Like, he's not even, like, early 20s. I don't even think he's out of his teens yet. He's a boy that went through this, and he still handled himself the way he is now. I'm going to keep praising him for that. People keep overlooking that for some reason. What did I say? Loyalty. What did I just say? More important than how much it pays. Again, it seemed really obvious, but he wanted to hear it in their own words. Saying it like that makes more sense as opposed to, I have no idea. I think this is a deeper question, because this makes it sound like the Crystal Braves as a whole, or what were they meant to be, as opposed to why did they fail. This one seems more interesting. So and I love that he commented on that, because if you think way back in A Realm Reborn, Tataru, I don't think she herself bragged about it. She probably did. It's Tataru. But I want to say Minophilia also might have commented on how great of a receptionist and all around, can't think of the word I want to use here. She's just really good with like paperwork and judging character and all that stuff. So I like how he mentions that, because she is. So, as bad as the Crystal Braves were, they could have been even worse if it wasn't for her eyes. Oh, I can attest. Oh, I remember what I was saying now, and it's actually not related to what I was thinking at all. I was going to say, I apologize if you hear my phone vibrating. I was actually kind of on my game today. I turned off virtually all my notifications, so you don't have to see any annoying black squares or ringtones or anything like that. You might just hear my phone vibrating, but that's it. But you see how long it took for me to remember that, and it just came at me at random? The dramatic rain should help out. Yep, there's a vibration. Don't know if you heard it, though. Yeah, that's Alice, all right. Oh, they're nothing compared to the pixies. That's why it's like it's not even a big deal anymore. Oh, this reminds me, I'll try to remember the next time I summon a mount. But I noticed a cool little touch with a mount I kind of like. I say kind of because it was made by Wedge, but the mount itself is cool. I swear I thought this was a woman. I think I thought that the first time I played this game too, till I heard them speak. Or at least confirmed it was a he. I guess Elder would give it away as opposed to... No? Oh, never mind. Again, no, it's not, because he is actually pretty civil compared to the rest of them. This is a fun little... I don't think I have to do this since technically we've met before, but I'm just curious. I don't even want to say technically we did, but I'm curious of what he's going to say. they've always seemed closer to their grandfather, like a lot closer. So it is curious what their father is going to be like. I mean, they barely talk about their mother, let alone their dad. I try to click on it and end up missing it entirely. This controller, I know I've mentioned it before. Technically I have two broken controllers, and this is the lesser of two evils between the two. So every once in a while, if you see my character just twitch, or I'm very clearly trying to do one thing, but I do something completely different, it's the controller. But speaking of bad controller and hand shaking, my hands weren't shaking, but I've also been playing Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2, been having a lot of fun with that, and I fought a particular character in that game, and by the end of it, my hands were actually shaking, and that has not happened to me, and I don't even know how long. I'm pretty sure it might have been Final Fantasy related, but yeah, I'll be sure to upload it this time, because I accidentally deleted some videos because Destiny has such a fat rear end that it takes up so much space and continues to do so with every update. So I had to delete some old videos of mine, but I'll make sure to upload that one because I do want to share it. Also, I want to say things now that I either won't put in the description or just will be too lazy to actually do it or forget or whatever. But in the video, I did have one random person helping me, and by the end, I closed it. Not because I was disappointed or I wanted to kick them out, but I literally got what I came in there to do, so there was nothing left. So I just ended it. So don't think because of how they played, I was like, this person sucks. No, I ended it because I got what I wanted. Second thing would be, I am not good at fighting games. So much so, the only two fighting games I played more than two, but the only two I can say that I genuinely liked were, well, three. Marvel vs. Capcom 2 or 3, can't remember which, it's been a long time. Smash Brothers, any of them, and Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2. But even though I'm not good at them, I think I'm at least C-. You'll see what I mean when I upload it. I might do it today. I hope he's not as stuck up as I feel he's going to be. I see the ponytails running the family.
Elder Seeds here. I thank you for granting me this audience. I am Fortuno Leveilleur, here in my capacity as representative of the Forum.
It is I who should thank you, Master Fortuno, for journeying so far and so swiftly. Would that our first meeting could have been under happier circumstances.
It has been too long, Father. You look well.
As do you both. Ameliance will be glad to hear that you are taking care of yourselves.
That's a beautiful name.
How is Mother?
She misses you terribly, of course, but is otherwise a picture of health. Circumstances apart, I'm grateful that our meeting has afforded me the chance to be reunited with my children at long last. And I believe I also owe you thanks for the hospitality you showed my father, Louisoix, during his sojourn in Eorzea.
All thanks we owe to him. In the days prior to the 7th Umbral Calamity, it was your father's tireless efforts which granted us a means to vanquish the Primals. Were it not for him, our strength would have been quite spent by the time the Empire arrived. That Gridania still stands is in large part his achievement. He was a great man.
He would doubtless have been moved to hear you say so. I must confess, however, that I opposed his decision to intervene. And my position remains unchanged.
And there it is.
To chart the course of history, not to change it. I am familiar with the Sharlayan stance.
It is more than that. It is our way of life, who we are. But I came here not to deliver a lecture, but the Forum's answer to your request. Sharlayan will under no circumstances intervene in the conflict between Eorzea and the Garlean Empire.
May I ask for what reason the Forum has come to this decision? The final days spell the end not only for Eorzea, but the entire world.
The final days? Pray spare me your hyperbole. This conflict is no more than the latest in a series of petty squabbles between yourselves and Garlemald. One in which Sharlayan will take no part. If the final days were truly upon us, we would know.
Ah, I guess Tataro's not the only one who has a good eye for character. Huh, guys?
Father, you must ask the Forum to reconsider. You may feel safe on your little island across the waves. But if you imagine the Telophoroi will leave you be, you are mistaken. They mean to kill us all, themselves included.
Alphino is right. We have seen what the enemy is capable of, the lengths to which they'll go. This is no time to turn a blind eye. If Eorzea falls, so too will Sharlayan. So if you truly love our homeland, you will join us. Now, before it's too late.
I thought you knew better than to raise your voice to your elders. It seems I was wrong. Wrong to ever let you leave, Sharlayan. I consoled myself that your time abroad would instill in you some hint of restraint, of discipline. But I see now that Eorzea has made fools of you both. Have you forgotten why it was that I so vehemently opposed your grandfather's departure? For all his wisdom, his only solution was to go to war. Death, devastation, ruin. Even those who claim victory are scarred for life. What prize could ever justify such sacrifice?
I want to comment again real quick before I forget how stupid this conversation is. Because, as we've already pointed out, one, the calamity nearly wiped us all out in the first place, something they already know, something he knows since his grandfather stopped it, and two, to answer his dumbass question, the entire realm is the prize? The entire world is the prize? The fact that you're still here being a bitch is the prize? It's a stupid conversation. It's actually kind of pissing me off.
It is the duty of the learned to avert such tragedy. By fanning the flames of war, you forsake all you once held dear.
That's a good one. I'm not even going to buy into that. Oh, which one is the deeper rub? Because I feel like no matter which one I pick, he's going to give a generic answer. I don't think there'll be 3 different answers. This one might be, because it is actually rubbing his dumbass argument right in the horse's anus. So I might pick this one. This is what I would generally pick. I'd rather go out fighting, but I'm going to pick this one.
I see your friend shares your misguided ideals. But unlike her, you should know better. By espousing such barbaric notions, you subvert the teachings of Sharlayan and place all we have worked for in jeopardy.
Again, another chance to throw his dumbass argument in the mud. His father, their grandfather, died to save the entire realm. If the exact same thing is happening right now and they don't help and we end up dying, that means his dad died for nothing. That everything he did and what we're doing right now, as a matter of fact, in jeopardy because they don't want to help. See what I mean? I'm not saying it's bad writing. I'm just saying this is a stupid argument. Because he's meant to be written like a dickhead.
Alphino, Alizé, as of this moment, you shall no longer bear the name of Leveilleur.
What did I just say about that dickhead? I told you, I'm pretty good at character. I almost said assassination. No, I'm not Rian Johnson or J.J. Abrams. No, I'm not that quite good at it, but I meant to say character assessment. I kind of figured he'd be uptight, but I never thought he'd go so far as to basically disown his children. That's next level.
What?
Father.
How you choose to live your lives is no longer my concern. If you wish to walk the path of ruin, I will not stand in your way.
I honestly thought he would have gone, I'm going to take you back with me whether you like it or not. I'm still your father and you will do as I say. You will come back to Sharlayan. I thought he was going to go that route. No, he said, fuck you. You're not even family anymore.
Master Fourcheneau, while Sharlayan may have no intention of intervening in this conflict, we can still part as friends. Will you not stay and speak with us, that we might learn of Sharlayan's hopes for the morrow?
I have said what I came here to say. Any further discussion would be meaningless.
Father! Wait! Don't bother, Alizé!
How can you stand there and watch him walk away? How can you let this happen?
Alizé, don't you start. How's it Alphino's fault that your dad's a dickhead? Come on now. You know better, girl. Now is everyone going to be stupid just because of him? I know Alizé is definitely more emotional than Alphino. That's been her whole thing ever since the beginning. Good and bad. But that was unfair. Come on. I agree with Grauha here. Once a bitch, always a bitch. Now, I would like, despite saying that, I would like to believe we'll have a happy-go-lucky moment where they come to their senses, or, I don't know, maybe another one of their islands disappears because of the new threat. Maybe then they'll listen. But I digress. I shouldn't even check, because I'm willing to bet, yeah, didn't change. Okay, there you go. Redirect your anger at him, as it should be. Yeah, exactly. Excellent question. Yeah, me too. I wonder if that's where Endwalker takes place. Again, let me comment on this, otherwise I'll forget. I have not seen the Endwalker trailer or the Shadowbringers one back when Shadowbringers was a thing. I didn't, or Stormblood, or Heavensward. Now I think about it, because I kind of started a tradition around Heavensward, as a matter of fact, where I don't watch the in-game movie trailer until the expansion actually comes out. That way, you can kind of watch it together. I might do that when I stream. I'll have to try to remember that. Exactly. What's their contingency plan? Oh, they don't have one because they don't think it's going to be a threat. Or maybe they do, because they want to keep it a secret for some stupid reason. Yep, there's that more emotional state I was telling you about. Okay. Hey, that's the dungeon I was talking about earlier where I said we've had beast trap themed dungeons. It was that exact one. I just couldn't think of the name. Cackling robed one. I wonder who that could be. Exactly. Oh boy. I wonder if I'll get to see my friend again. He'll obviously make an appearance in Endwalker, and I actually like him as a character. I've been saying that since Stormblood. Even now, still Stormblood gets shat on, which is a bit unfortunate because I've always liked A Realm Reborn. Or Final Fantasy XIV as a whole, I should say. I've been liking it since then because I'm such a lore nut. I love the story. I've always loved it. So I try to keep up with everything that's going on. I figured we'll go the long way, just in case the streams end up being shorter than I thought. Plus, this is kind of what I do in my spare time when I'm not helping random people or running roulettes or anything like that. I just like roaming around, taking in the scenery, the ambiance, the music. Again, lore nut, so I pay attention to that stuff. Another interesting change going Ara is they obviously run at the same speed, but for a while, till I got used to it, she felt like she ran, she ran slower than my Lalafell, but that's only because Lalafells being obviously shorter, their legs hit the ground sooner, so they look like they run faster, but they actually don't. Case in point. But yeah, that took some getting used to because she felt slow even though I knew she wasn't. It was really strange. Speaking of strange...
Arenvold! I can't tell you how good it is to see you.
Yeah.
It arrived a lot sooner than expected, eh? The day I craned my neck up at you.
I kind of noticed by the... I can't point, obviously you guys can't see it, but I kind of knew wheelchair when I saw the back of the chair and the fact that he's sitting in a chair outside. Saw that coming.
Only because you're sitting down. Unless...
Afraid so. The Chirurgeons say I may never walk again.
May. Want to throw that out there. May. And it looks like only his leg is messed up, not his spine. So...
Come on, Alfino, it could be worse. Besides, I didn't come here to dampen the mood. Quite the opposite.
Then stress the May and it's my leg and not my back part.
All I've ever wanted was to fight for a cause I believe in. But my fighting days are over. So I want you to fight in my stead. Be the hero I can't.
I am no hero.
That's what they all say, though. No one ever calls themselves a hero. Even the ones who eat primals for breakfast. It's for others to decide. Look, Alfino. You already are a hero. To me and countless others. We see you doing your damnedest to protect us all. And you're not alone, are you? There are people who believe in you. Just as you believe in them.
These are all pretty good. I'm gonna go with the first one though. That one seems to be the most sentimental. Oh yeah, dreams. She had that talk with him too.
I know what's at stake, and how many people are depending on you. But I believe in you. Believe that you'll see it through. That's why I'm entrusting my dreams to you. Like Albert and Owley once entrusted their dreams to me.
There was a time when I would have borne the weight of such expectations without a second thought. But now, I know just how heavy that burden can be. To tell the truth, I'm beginning to wonder if I chose the right path. Sacrifices will inevitably be made for the sake of the ideals I uphold. Maybe I am not the person I thought I was. The person you think I am.
I wouldn't presume to tell you. But I will say this. In spite of everything, you've come this far.
Being a boy, a mere child, I want to add.
The road ahead might not always be clear, but you've never been one to give up or take the easy way out.
Phone, please.
And everything you do for others. For a brighter future. I'm proud to call you my friend. Well, I've said my piece, so I'll let you go. I know you've got more important things to be doing. Just give what I've said some thought, all right?
I shall, my friend. And we will meet again soon, I promise.
Nothing left for me to do but wave and smile.
got a pretty narrow view of what it means to be a hero. Do you know that? You think they're all forged in the fires of battle? That it's all about being brave and killing villains? Alphino and the others will carry on their fight. But theirs isn't the only one. There are other ways you can make a difference. If you stop feeling sorry for yourself and put your bloody mind to it.
There's not much chance of me living the quiet life with you around, is there?
If you're content to twiddle your thumbs thinking of what might have been, that's your lookout. But I reckon you've got some fight left in you.
And I reckon you might be right. If there's a way I can still help my friends, I'll bloody well find it.
Their chemistry together is actually kind of fascinating. She's definitely softened up compared to when we first met her. For those of you who actually paid attention to Stormblood and didn't just skip every cutscene. Oh, I'm sorry. I'll stop. For now. Oh, interesting. I was kind of hoping this would happen. Go ahead and pause this because I don't remember if I got the bottom one first, if I brought that up. And pause it there. And let's see. Okay, this sounds like it's going to be the final mission of Shadowbringers. But before I hop into that, I will be right back, and then we'll see this through, hopefully to the end, with no interruptions. Alright, let's see what awaits us. Phone, don't start.
My fellow Scions, As I am sure you will have heard, we can expect no help from Charlian. Nor are we any closer to discerning the Telophoroi's grand design. And now, our adversary moves against us in unprecedented numbers, compelling us to answer in kind. The outlook, in short, is bleak. Yet though our foes are many, and we but few, we may still tip the balance in Eorzea's favor.
The only reason I went back and forth there is because I thought the auto text would have went faster, because I didn't want to accidentally press the X button and skip it. But then when I saw that wasn't the case, I was like, well, I'm better off just doing this.
Of course. We will do what we always do. Deal with the ones our allies can't. A less than daunting prospect, judging by your expression. Could it be that you've dispelled your lingering doubts, Alphino?
That zoom in on Thancred's face just keeps reminding me they shouldn't have changed his design back. It really makes no sense. I don't even think in universe they can explain why. Matter of fact, I don't think they ever did, actually.
Oh, I doubt I ever will. But as my friends have kindly reminded me, I have come this far, and that must count for something.
Gods be good, Alphino. That's what we've been trying to tell you all along.
For one so bright, you can be remarkably dim at times. There is such a thing as overthinking, you know.
Might I suggest that we continue this conversation after the battle? It would appear that Telophoroi have already arrived.
Telophoroi. I'm going to try to remember that. I will fail, but I'll try.
I'll do what I can to cure the Tempered, but they'll have to be incapacitated first.
Have care, my friends, for none can say wherefore our foe did choose this fateful field to be our battleground. Whatever may transpire, pray grant him not the pleasure of deterring you.
All right, here we go. Cool.
Prepare yourself!
Let's give it our all!
Hold fast.
I think I just saw like a Lalafell run in there, tempered one. I was trying to lock onto the Colossus, but too many enemies are in the way. Huh. That's cool. I'd take a screenshot of that if it wouldn't ruin my stream. Oh, look at Graha. Being the all-rounder. I wonder if it's gonna make me role play now. Seems so. Oh, that must be what they meant. Yeah, because how would I fail with my own character? Oh, this might be kind of bad. I haven't played Red Mage in forever. Let's see. I only know like half of what these actually do. For example, man, I really hope they bring this in Endwalker. Like, for the love of God, please do that. Put all our combos on one button, so we don't need like 75 hot bars just for one damn thing. I mean, I've been complaining about that since PvP, and I don't even play that. Not in earnest, anyway. Delicious. I'm not even joking. I really hope they bring that in Endwalker. It is so convenient. It's so lame they didn't do it in the first place. And there's no reason why they shouldn't do it either. That's the worst part. Yeah, the fact they're called Twisted now, kind of telling. Oh, look at that.
Just the beginning.
Even the NPC is smart enough to use Clemency. Future Paladins, take note. You have one of the best heals in the game. I can't tell you how many times they forget to use it. Almost as bad as them forgetting Hollow Ground. No, I take that back. It's arguably worse. Whoops. Oh, whatever. Huh, cool. It's like they did it just to piss you off. Why would you bring him back, or his corpse at least, of all the people? It could have been literally a random nobody, and you chose him. I swear they did it to piss you off. I can't think of another reason why. Well, there is a lore reason why, so I guess. But again, could have just been a random Garlean noble. They specifically chose him. Oh, good. That reminds me, I need to finish Eden. I was thinking this is kind of like the opposite of Eden. Well, not, polar opposite, like literally the same thing, but it just made me think about natural disasters pretty much going off all at Lunar Odin. Okay. Wait. Oh, man. If there was any character I would want to do this with, it would be my own. You're telling me I gotta fight the guy who can one-shot things while protecting something that can't be destroyed, a la his one-shot? Okay. And this is even worse. I have not played Astrologia in a long time either. And it kind of sucks that they changed the names. I mean, I guess I should know by the logos, but I really don't. Of course. Alright, give me a minute. I know this is a heal, that's a heal. I know that's your basic damage. I don't know what scroll combo is, but it looks like a combo of some kind. Yeah, I don't have time to read these. This is going to be a really bad fight. I might actually wipe here. And we just started and Thancred's already dying. That's a good heal, though. Can't complain too much. That was a good heal. Oh, good, and I can heal the conflux. That makes me feel a little better. I know. I want to target this.
I shall protect thee.
Wrong button. Let me try something, because I'm trying to give this to them and it's not working.
My turn!
I mean, I guess if it's a battle of attrition, I might be able to win it, but the Shin Zentetsuken is concerning, I'm not going to lie. Oh. I guess kind of got my Odin Extreme I've been waiting for what feels like ages. It would be nice if I could do it with my own character, though. Okay, if you want to be that way. Oh, it's an attack. Oh, that's weird.
Away with you!
The The best defense is a good defense.
Nice. Wow, that still hurt. That's really uncomfortable though. Is it really an attack? Yeah, oh, it is, but it's big damage. Okay. Oh. So I kind of want to spam this as much as I can, though. Okay, but it's not always the same thing, which is fair. That's kind of the whole Astrologian deal. Gotta say, it is cool to fight a different version of Odin, because I seriously have been waiting for like an ultimate Odin. And this does not disappoint. Or, I say ultimate Odin, that might actually be too much. I meant extreme Odin. Ah, crap, I wasn't paying attention. Oh, this is fine. Yep, that's what I was afraid of. I like how I was saying ultimate Odin, ultimate Zentetsuken. Okay, calm down there. That was fun though. Night Glow Odin was pretty cool. Ooh. Now this might be really weird because there's not a role in the game that's like Raha's. I wonder who I'm gonna fight then. It makes sense they save Odin for me. Oh crap, my phone's dying. Somehow, when it was plugged up, it crashed. Now it's dying. Let's see. Okay, basic black mage stuff. Oh, and a little bit of white mage. Okay, I think I can do this. Actually, let me face him this way, make sure he doesn't accidentally clip it. Oh shit, I just noticed. Yep, that's the end. Damn it. That's my fault, because I closed this. I closed it, so all of that wouldn't be there. I knew I was going to lose one of these. Man, that sucks though. Losing to the one that doesn't have the instant kill mechanic. Whatever. Oh man, you're really making me go with Odin again. Oh, actually no, that's the ending cutscene. Good. I'm about to say. Alright. Unfortunately, I can't skip it, so... Oh, yes I can. I must be thinking of a different game. I thought I was pressing the skip button, but apparently I wasn't. It would be nice, though, since there's a cutscene right before this fight that they started with that cutscene. That'd be cool. Alright, let's try this again. I wish they'd let me play as a Paladin Graha. That'd be very handy because I actually know how to play that class. Or job, or whatever. I was wondering why that had a butterfly on it, but I didn't stop and think about it. But I did see it. Alright, let's see. Oh, okay. His break doesn't do what break actually does. No wonder.
I have you now.
Throw one of these out so we can get some regen going. I gotta get closer. There we go. I wanted Alice to get some. Speaking of, Alice, you know you got Vercure, right? It would be so much cooler as actual trials. Now that shouldn't apply to me because he can't repel magic. Or his normal self can't. He might be able to. I'm not sure. That really shouldn't matter. The NPC should be smart, Alice, should be smart enough not to attack him when he's parrying. I say, could you move him from the complex, please? That works. I'm not going to try to get parried, by the way. I'm just saying he can't parry magic. Normal, Ravana, hard, extreme, they can't parry magic, so he shouldn't be able to either. But the fact that he's trying to, when we got two magic users, makes me think Night Glow Ravana can parry magic. Oh crap, I'm running out. Speaking of magic, I'm running out. Hang in there, Alice. There you go. I think she actually did a Vercure there. Ah, great. Will break work on these? Yes, it does. Oh, trust me, I know, I learned. Oops, didn't mean to press that. Alright, cool. He's down. I kind of wished after he did his Bloody Fuller, they would have kicked in with the Mongolian throat singing. Really? You gave us basic bitch Ifrit. Well, I probably shouldn't talk too much smack because Ifrit Extreme, I believe, was the hardest Extreme at the time compared to Titan. I don't remember. Titan's always been kind of a pain, but once upon a time, Ifrit was actually the worst primal when it came to trials. So, who knows? Maybe this Ifrit is somehow worse than the last two. Oh, okay, so they made it personal for us. Alright, that makes more sense. This is the one that wounded Ari. Yeah, don't take him lightly. I understand. Actually, if I'm not mistaken, that's probably a death wall, so I should definitely be wary of that. Oh, and his goes much faster. I'm gonna face him this way, just in case he has a knockback. I don't want to get knocked in that possible death wall. Of course. Normally I don't complain about that kind of stuff, but it does remind me this one time. I can't remember what I was fighting. And I don't want to divide my attention too much trying to remember. But I was fighting something, probably in Bosnia. And its AoE was actually wider than it was, but you wouldn't think that when you see it. So it was a really nasty trick. Like usually if you run in an AoE and then it goes off and you're outside of it, you can still get hit. Fair enough. But when they come out instantly and they're bigger than you think they are, like you have no time to react, you just have to know, those are the ones I don't like. I think this one might be like a kind of a time battle, because I can't, I mean, if I had my paladin, I probably could heal it. But I can't really do anything for the conflux. Maybe a little bit. That was actually a bigger chunk than I thought it'd be. I was thinking maybe it's supposed to be like a time thing, because it's going pretty well till Ifrit decides he wants to one-shot us, of course. See, look how close they were, and Alphino technically got hit. Got something planned, I assume, Athenia. There we go. Yeah. I remember that move. Heart of Stone works on the conflux. Well, it doesn't matter. This is like a DPS race. I'll just finish it. And what do you know? When I get to use my own character, I don't even have trouble in the slightest. How about that?
And thus another plan went up in smoke. I am beginning to see why Lord Xenos thinks so highly of you. Not that this changes anything, you understand. You have merely earned yourself a stay of execution.
Oh man, I really hate they chose him. He's not even intimidating. He's just annoying. If they did it like, oh, this was Xenos' biggest fanboy, so it makes sense to bring his body back. No, it doesn't.
How fare the Tempered?
We've treated as many as we can, but some were beyond help.
I have a very important comment I want to make after this. I'm just going to wait for Alphino, most likely, to speak. Then I'll say my piece.
Do not hang your head so, brave scions.
That works too. Alright, so real quick, the comment that I wanted to make, and I don't remember if I've done this in the past streams, is I like how even though we have a cure for tempering, which is cool because that's a very big deal, it's not 100% guaranteed. And the reason why I like that is because unlike certain shows that shall not be named, by giving them a get out of jail free card, all expenses paid, 100% guaranteed cure, you remove all the stakes. Like remember in the beginning, we, the Warrior of Light, and now Darkness, had to deal with the primals because only we could. I don't know if people have picked up on this, but you, singularly, are the Warrior of Light. Like in my story, it's my aura. In your story, it's your character. If we ever meet, I'm just a random adventurer to you, while you are just a random adventurer to me. There's only one of us, so only we can fight the primals without risking that, or at least we did originally. Now, some other characters seem to be able to resist it as well, but I said all that to say they were still in jeopardy of being tempered. Now we have a cure for that, but only if it's, you know, caught early on or you haven't mutated or anything like that. But it's not 100% guaranteed if you're too far gone. That way, the what's the word I want to use here? It's not risk. It's urgency, tension, whatever. It's still there. That's good story writing, because if they just gave a cure for tempering, this would not be a big deal at all.
Though not all of our captured brethren could be saved, we are grateful for those whose minds have been restored.
See?
You could do no more, and that is enough. So please hold your heads high.
Should have been quicker. But I'll do better next time. Thank you for your kind words. They mean a lot.
A victory at great cost, but a victory nonetheless. We must stay strong and press on. Isn't that right? It really must count for something.
Oh, that reminds me of Tetsukiyomi. I think that was her name. Wow. After seeing her in cutscenes like this, I never realized how piercing her eyes were. Like, holy crap. Yep, alright. Now, hold on. Pause, change scroll speed. Let's see. I'm just going to see what kind of pictures they show up, if any. Oh, okay. We'll watch it. Because I've never seen this art before, so I'll be quiet. Let the music rock. There's actually someone named Uchida. I was about to say, Uchiha, really? Sorry, that just caught me off guard. Back to the music. Hmm. Alright, and these we've seen before. Before I talk to them, let me go this way first. Well, looks like all the others are on duty. I would love to meet these newer members, but oh well. Maybe some other time. Oh yeah, that was annoying. I'd rather not. You mean like pieces on a chessboard? I'm glad you mentioned that, because I was thinking the same thing. As soon as way back in Gridania was like, oh, we need to go back to Cartanel. It's like, yeah, that does seem to pop up a lot. Yeah. Yeah, to me it made me think of how much we took for granted going into Shadowbringers. Like, day and night passes here. We get rain and snowstorms and all that stuff. But you never stop and think before Shadowbringers, wow, isn't it cool that we get to enjoy the moon and the stars? In some areas of the game, they look beautiful. I can't remember where I was. Somewhere in Lenosia, I think. You can see, like, constellations, I guess. Maybe the wrong term I'm trying to use. Just beautiful stars, alright? So it really makes you appreciate it after doing Shadowbringers, coming back here, and then seeing that moon cutscene. You still gotta have a talk with Estinian. I didn't even think about that. See what I meant about the whole immune to tempering thing? Cool. What is my friend up to? I really hate I accidentally spoiled myself. Yep, now you guys know too. Actually, that's a freaking gun scythe.
Those Eorzeans certainly are a stubborn bunch. Though I suppose you knew that already.
Alright, the stream is almost over, and I can't promise that it'll be the last time. But for right now, I cannot stress enough how annoyed I am that they brought this dude back. I hate his voice so much. It's not even so much as what he did in Stormblood. Technically, it wasn't him, because it's his body, not him. But the fact that it's his voice, and Fandaniel, for some stupid reason, wants to imitate how he was, it might as well be him. That's why it annoys me so much.
My plan to redirect the ether from Cartano came to a rather less than satisfactory conclusion. It was, in many respects, an abject failure.
Oh, and something else I would love to point out is, keep in mind, he does not have to do this. Unless he's that much of a lesser Ascian compared to, say, La Habrea, Emet-Selch, and Elidibus. Because as Elidibus showed us when he possessed Ardbert's body, he can talk in his voice, Ardbert's voice, or both of their voices at the same time. But Fandaniel is only talking to us in the voice of this little crap. So, again, even more annoying.
Which does, of course, raise the question of where we are going to procure the requisite amount. The obvious solution would be to draw on resources a little closer to home, though that would require our dreamer to dream a trifle more deeply.
Because again, his voice is not intimidating at all. It's just grating to listen to.
So be it. The dreamer will not complain.
And that's good too, because Xenos absolutely is, but since he's usually quiet, you only get to hear from the walking chatterbox over there. And what they're talking about is also interesting too. I just wanted to get my gripe out of the way.
Then let us begin the preparations at once. With the gateway of the gods complete, all that remains is to gather the necessary ether, and our prize shall be within reach.
Wow, now that's a tower.
The time has come to fulfill your heart's desire, my desire! To relieve those wretched creatures of their meaningless existence!
So boring. Xenos, please, save the scene.
While I await you, I shall drink a sea of souls and gorge myself upon the darkened moon. Then you shall come to me, all roiling rage and rancor. And the stars shall bear witness to our final contest.
You see what I mean? You see what I mean when you compare the two side by side? Also, Xenos did say something very interesting there. He mentioned drinking souls, and I don't know if I should take that literally or not. Because if he means it literally, That's terrible. That's a terrible, terrible thing, because he's going to be stupid strong. And he already was. Because that's kind of the whole Reaper's shtick. So if he's able to do that, that's a big deal.
As I thought, the ethereal currents have been disturbed here too.
It was the same in Thanalan. Make that every location we surveyed.
And the strength of each current has diminished dramatically. Far more than could be attributed to a natural occurrence.
What tidings bringest thou from Dravania?
We took a number of readings, and noticed that the closer we were to the tower, the lower the etheric density became. In short,
the towers are drawing upon the land's ether, which would explain how they were able to carry out the summonings.
Our allies must be informed of this. We should return to the Rising Stones and have Tataru relay our findings to them.
Hear me. Hear me. Hear me. Hear me. Darkness comes. And with it, the end. The fate of the star is in your hands.
Everything all right back there?
That might be... It's interesting. I was talking about that earlier this stream, and okay, that explains why they had us look at the moon earlier. I was talking about, I'm guessing that was Hydaelyn in a human-esque form. Don't know yet, too early to say. Cool. They're still out and about. I'll admit, despite some of the annoyances I've had, mostly with their father and Fandaniel, this part of the makes sense. It's like the ending of Shadowbringers, so far at least. They brought some really interesting things, like what are the Sharlayans hiding? Who is this dreamer Xenos and what's-his-face are talking about? Why is the moon changed? You know, things like that. Who was that ghostly image? I'm willing to bet Hydaelyn, because it can't be Minfilia. She's, well, I don't know, maybe Hydaelyn could bring her back from the dead. It wouldn't surprise me. But I'm fairly certain that was Hydaelyn, because it wouldn't be another messenger, because if that was the case, why would she need Minfilia? So, fairly certain that was Hydaelyn. But since she didn't have Minfilia anymore, she had to pretty much show herself. But again, too early to say. Yeah, she's a capable Lalafell. Guess that's everyone. One last thing I want to check, though. Ah, there it is. That's something else I might as well comment on. I like how when you get new stuff, cards, minions, I need to show you that mount too before I forget. Things like that, it'll actually show you where it is. That's very handy. I guess I'll use that when people bitch too much, which is something I would like to comment on before I end this stream. About 2 days ago, I believe, I saved the recording, but I don't think I'll bother uploading it because there's virtually no point. There's no reason for me to lie, so it's not like I need proof. But I was running that Amalja dungeon where we have to fight Nightglow Bahamut. I was there. Actually, no, I take that back. No, it wasn't. It was the one where we fight... what's that dude? He's the berserker at the end. Like, he's... Screw it, I'll just show you, because I can't remember the name. It's like the Hero's Path, something like that. It is... the Hero's Gauntlet. It was this dungeon. And there was this healer that constantly sprinted, right? So I had to stay ahead of them to make sure they didn't get themselves or my party killed. And whenever we got to a boss, I would wait for the other two to catch up. The healer wouldn't do that, so they'd pull. And I would have my character shrug, like, hey, why'd you do that? And when they did it to the second boss, they said something along the lines of like, hey, if you weren't so busy shrugging, I wouldn't have to pull early. And then I said, well, I only shrugged because you are pulling early. Don't do that. I said something like, can't remember. Give me a second, because I actually want to get this right, because I think it's funny more than anything. So he said, shouldn't shrug. I said, I shrugged because you pulled early. I was waiting for the others to show up. And he says, no, you did it because you're a dog. And keep in mind, I was playing as this character when I did that, so I'm pretty sure he was trying to call me a bitch, just not in text, so I couldn't report him for it or anything. So instead of getting to his level, I was like, okay, I can play that game too, but I won't. So instead, I said I was waiting for the others because they could randomly go AFK. Don't start. And from that point on, they said nothing. Then at the end of the dungeon, I got to paraphrase what I said because I don't remember. I told them, and this is something they were doing throughout the entire run. I want to add this as well. I was doing bid pulls, and they waited until I was near death to heal me, to the point I had to use Super Bolide 2, 3, maybe 4 times throughout the entire dungeon. And on average, I never have to do that because the healer is usually, you know, competent. So they basically made it so I had to use Super Bolide more than once, more than twice, more than 3 times in one dungeon, that dungeon. And so at the end, I told them, look, I didn't complain about you waiting to the last minute to heal me. Don't bitch at me for being polite and waiting on others to get into the arena. See you later. Then I left. So, you tell me, my one viewer. You don't have to tell me now. I think I know who you are. Who was in the right? Me or them? Just throwing it out there. And as for the mount I want to show you right quick, I think it's kind of neat, is this one. It's much easier to tell with a Lalafell, but it's one of the few mounts, aside from I guess the Fenrir mount, where when you drive, your character's position actually changes. She actually revs it with her right hand. See that? It's a subtle detail, but I like it a lot. I've always liked the small things. But okay, that's the end of the stream. Thank you, my one sole viewer, for dropping by and for the like. I know you did that because I don't like my own videos. So thank you for that. I really appreciate it. And I'll see you around next time.